Greetings to you and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to discuss the skills that you need to communicate effectively. So, we're going to be discussing communication skills and techniques. We should tell you what you can do in order to be able to communicate effectively. Let's get started. The very first skill that you will need to have as far as communication is concerned is active listening. I'm sure you'll not be surprised to hear that you can sit with somebody and you're discussing and the person is not hearing or not understanding what you are saying. They might be with you physically, but emotionally and spiritually, they are not with you. And so they are not even hearing what you're saying. If you have to set an exam that will require people listening to what is being said and repeating just what they have heard, so many people will fail. Don't fall into this trap as an administrative assistant. You're supposed to be able to listen attentively to what is being said by anybody. This involves your boss, visitors, or even co-workers. When anybody is saying anything to you, listen attentively. And the technique is pay attention to people's body language. You know, somebody can be communicating to you, saying something to you by action. What they say with their mouth, the words you hear may mean differently depending on the action that they are performing. So you have to pay attention to their body language. You have to pay attention to the tone of their voice. Depending on the tone of their voice, you can interpret the message that is being passed across to you. So you don't only listen to the words being spoken, you pay attention to their body language and to the tone of their voice. Then thirdly, you have to repeat back what you have heard. This confirms that you have understood what is being said, and it reassures the speaker that you are following up and understanding. So active listening is a very important skill that should be top on your skill set. And even when you'll be looking for a job, you will need to prove to your potential employer that you have the ability to listen attentively. The next skill set is clarity. You need to be clear when communicating. If you're passing across information to anybody, you need to be clear in what you are saying, how you are saying it, and what you expect. Because people, you must not just talk without setting clear expectations. You need to tell us what you want us to do, and so that we can be able to do exactly what you want. This is very important. Even at the beginning of this lesson or at the beginning of the course, we said this course is even for administrators, because an administrator who is not clear, who does not have clarity skill, will not be able to communicate effectively. This is very important. So we need to be able to say what we want as clear as possible, how we want it to be done, and the results that we expect. It should be very clear. Then the third communication skill that we need to all have is having a professional tone in everything that you say. Put emotions away. Do not insult anybody for any reason. You're supposed to be professional at all times and adopt a professional outlook at all time. You're not supposed to be insultive. You're not supposed to lack respect for people. And when you're being respectful, it's not like you're afraid of anybody. It just means you are being professional as an administrative assistant. The fourth skill set which you need is written communication skill set. Throughout your time as an administrative assistant, you're going to draft a series of documents, including letters, memos, reports, meeting minutes, and many others. You will not stand up one day and tell your boss you do not know how to write a report. It is true that many of us learn while on the job. But it is also true that if you can acquire these skills before having a job, it's going to give you an added advantage and will help you to stand out while practicing even on the job. So you need to have good skills, good writing skills to be able to write and draft good letters, good memos, good reports, and good meeting minutes. If you do not know how to write well, this is going to be a big challenge to you. So it is a skill set that is worth practicing. We're going to discuss more on this on one of our sections in this course, where we're going to be talking about administrative drafting. We're going to show you the different types of administrative documents, how to draft them, the various formats, and the techniques that you can use to be able to draft effective administrative documents. The fifth and the last is adaptability and flexibility. It is not because you know that this is how something should be done that it must be done that way. No. You must be adaptable to changing situations. You must be flexible enough to change when need be. You're not supposed to be stiff. It is not because you know that for a formal letter, the addressee have to write the address to the right that you think that it's always going to be like that. No, it can change depending on the circumstances. And so you need to be adaptable. You need to be flexible enough to be able to change your situation as the case may be. All right, that brings us to the end of this other lesson, in which we discussed some important skills and techniques that you can use to communicate effectively as an administrative assistant. See you in the next lesson.